Hey. Okay, look. I already know. You never met nobody like me. Never have you ever. But you gon' find out. First off, I'm not your average Negro. I heard the beat, a pencil grabbed me and said, here we go. I was with it as soon as I heard the strings in it. Johnny Storm lit it up, but waited until the thing hit it. Sue Storm made the beat, got a fantastic engineer. Had to take a
We can become really, really, really invested in their health and their well-being to the point that it can kind of spill over into things that we do and how we may, I don't want to say behave, but it does kind of carry over a little bit into personal lives a little bit longer than after we, hit the clock and are off of work. So it builds up, or it can build up if we're not careful about it. So what are some of the things that you do just to decompress and kind of find your peace?
Yeah, I am such an advocate for self-care. That's like
Mhm.
that intentional, like daily actions that you're taking to support like your physical and mental, emotional well-being.
Mhm.
Um, and I think too, like we have to remind ourselves, self-care isn't like self-indulgence, it's self-preservation. It was a quote by a lady, oh, oh, Audrey Lorde. I think I'm saying her name right. And I
Okay.
was like, oh, that's amazing. And then I also was thinking self-care to me is like you're putting on your own oxygen mask in the airplane. You can't assist somebody else if you aren't taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, caring for ourselves first is really important. And so I like to, in my own life and then with clients, like really I think encourage that self-care. So it could be like, your physical, you're doing, eating well, you're sleeping well,
Mhm.
doing like you're, brushing your teeth, you're taking your shower,
Yeah.
all the way to, like emotional stuff where you're like, I'm going to journal, I'm going to have a gratitude, list, accepting yourself, could be spiritual, whatever that looks
Yeah.
like for
Yeah.
people, intellectual. I want to learn more. So it's just like I think really like finding those things that matter most to you and what fills your cup.
Mhm.
And it looks different for everybody. Like somebody could be like, "Man, I love to go outside, you know, and run," and other people are like, "No." Or I've had clients that are like, "I like to be around a bunch of people. That like, makes me feel good." And then you have the opposite side where people are like, "No, no, I got to be, I need to be in a quiet space so I can, self-reflect and have time to, to like decompress." And so I really think like having that work-life balance goes a long way and like making sure those are something that we're able to do and just I think realizing too, especially in the helping profession of like, okay, this is bringing up a certain something in me for this client. It could be a positive, it could be a negative emotion. And really, I
Mhm.
think just like being aware of it and if you can, seeking your own therapy. It never hurts
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
have an extra support system, of our
Mhm.
own. Um, so yeah, just self-care. That's
Okay,
that's how I
exactly.
prevent some of that stuff.
I got you. There's something funny that I find when I tend to do it and try to stay away from it. We have professions, and you may have had other jobs and things like that where you perform things and you see, I'll put it like this. So me being in the military, if I'm watching a movie and has a military theme to it, I'm looking at it like, is that really accurate? They
Yeah.
don't really do it like that. That wouldn't really happen. Why are they even putting that out there? But I have to realize, okay, it's Hollywood. They're doing it for dramatic effect. So I can't just
Just
be so
enjoy it.
critical. Like, he wouldn't shoot a gun like that. Not how you hold a grenade or, whatever little thing. So I think it's kind of funny that I do that. So do you find yourself doing that as well in certain, if you're watching a show or a movie or something,
Yeah,
and that
yeah,
being an element of,
sometimes.
yeah.
People are like, "Oh, that's not how we would say that," or "That's not, that's not what would happen. We would get into trouble." Like that's
Oh,
violating an ethical boundary. And then other times I'm like, "Oh, they did do that really well." You can tell who has like good researchers. We're like, that was
mm,
accurate. It wasn't just somebody like, "Well, I've seen this on another show, so this must be the truth you know, of what happens." Um,
mm,
but I also think sometimes that especially with Hollywood, sometimes they leave out some of the important parts. They'll make things look like this was a really easy, way to heal for somebody, and in reality, that's like that would have taken a lot longer
Yeah.
than your 2-minute little therapy session.
Yeah, it's not going to happen in the 1.5 to 2 hour movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to have to do some 3 years later. This.
Yeah. In the SpongeBob voice. 3 years later.
Oh my goodness. Um, you mentioned something a little while ago about like the work-life balance, and I just wanted to ask you, was that, personally, without getting too personal, was that something that you had to struggle with learning and how to do, or did you kind of already have a good grasp of it before you entered the field?
I think it's come and gone, in different jobs. I'm really, whenever I commit myself to something, regardless of what it was, if I was waitressing, if I was in childcare, whatever it was that I was doing, I like to commit myself 110%. I don't like to
Mhm.
do anything, where it's like, excuse my language, but half-assed. You're like, that's just not me. And so I
Mhm.
had to learn to balance of like, okay, you have me from 8 to 5.
Yep.
That's where I have to, at 5 o'clock, I'm shutting off, and I'm not going to answer my phone, not going to answer emails. And that was really hard when I had clients that wanted to connect. And it was like, but I was very upfront from the beginning of like, 5 o'clock, I don't answer the phone. If you call on the weekends, I don't answer the phone. So
Mhm.
really like setting those boundaries so that I could have a life outside of work and not feel like it was just all
Mhm.
encompassing.
Right.
And I've had to teach myself like I don't need my work email on my phone. Like that just encourages me to look,
Exactly.
and then you
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
ever you don't ever disconnect. And then how are you going to be present in your own life with your family, with your friends, you know? when you're constantly worried, um, that you're going to be missing something. And then plus, like, if I'm working more than 40 hours a week, what I'm getting paid now is dropped down because I'm working more hours. So I'm like, no, no. And y'all aren't, you might not appreciate all the extra work I'm doing or not know that it's happening. And then that's
Mhm.
going to build resentment. So if I just stick to my guns and my hours,
Yeah.
then things are going to work out.
Exactly. And that's also part of, self-care. As you were saying, like you have to
Yeah.
make sure that you set that boundary, that hey, it's going to be here. Like inside these hours, I'm doing this. We got it.
Yep.
I'm here with you. Outside of that, I have to do this. You have to recharge your own battery in order to be, as proficient and efficient as you are for the work that you do. So
Yep.
I know it can be tough. You mentioned, waitressing. I was a server for many, many, like 10, 15 years. And so even I found myself when I'm at home thinking, oh man, I can't believe I didn't bring that ranch dressing to that table.
Yeah.
These little things, I'm like, man, I have to do better. How did I forget that? Oh, goodness. Yeah, they wanted fries and I messed up. So just these little
Yeah.
things, you have to cut it off. Be like, look, they were okay. They're
Yep.
not
It's
going to come
fine.
back
It's
after for
fine.
some fries or some ranch dressing.
And we're all human. We're all going to mess up.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
like I think too, like with people, we need to be more compassionate with each other, but also with ourselves. Oh,
Do we extend that to ourselves?
yeah.
Sometimes we don't forgive ourselves, and it's kind of tough at times. I found that it's really. I'm not going to say it's difficult, but I learned even through the training that trying to, again, for lack of a better word, diagnose someone that you know is really, really unethical. Like,
Yeah.
look, don't do that. You got to stop. So it's like, oh, I noticed you did this and this, and like I can't go through that with them. So I might notice some certain patterns, but I have to kind of cut it off. And like, look, just let them be them.
Yep.
Did you have those situations where you were like on it so much that you just knew everything that was going on? Like, look, I gotta stop diagnosing these people around me because I'm not getting out of my work.
Yeah. Yeah. That's not my job. Yeah. Yeah. I've gotten good at like, hey, this is what like if they ask me, what is this? And I'm like, these are what like some patterns or like asking questions so that people will like self-reflect and find they're like, oh, this. So I'm like, I'm not gonna like yeah, it's not my job. And I don't want to, I don't want to ruin a friendship
Yeah.
because I'm trying to tell you some stuff that I see that's jacked.
Mm.
But I will give you some resources. Like that is the one thing of like, yeah, I know you can go see. I just can't see you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get a free session out of me.
Yeah, nope.
Oh my goodness. Um, so you mentioned, or I was reading that you kind of had your kids, I guess, I don't want to say early because I mean it's a little subjective
It
as
was
far as what
early.
was early. But did you find that that actually helped in some ways with some of the things that you learned and how to adjust, how you viewed what you were doing as you were becoming a parent, a younger parent?
Yeah, I definitely think so. You know, we learned a lot early, where like my 20s weren't spent partying,
Hmm.
I was a mom. I had my oldest when I was 20 and my youngest when I was 27. So there's a 7-year age gap. So I learned a whole lot in that time. Um, and it was a struggle. Um, and yeah, I mean, I think I learned things about me that I might not have
Oh,
learned if I had done things a little bit differently. And I think I appreciated things because it was harder to get, you know, um, and there was really like dedication um, and commitment to my goal. And I really hope that that serves as an inspiration to my boys of like, it doesn't matter how long it takes you or the path that you get there, as long as you reach that goal, whatever that is for yourself, go after it. Like, don't let things, that pop up stop you, and to know that, like, I've got your back as much as I can. Not everybody can
mhm.
say that. We don't all have good support systems. Um,
Yeah.
and so yeah, it might be, you might not go um, the route that your friends do, you know, but that's okay. Like, this is your journey and you only get so many trips around the sun. Enjoy them, do your best, be kind to people, be kind to yourself and never stop learning. And so I really, we did things differently, but we're here, we're happy, um my boys are good, uh and I'm proud of the men that they've become, and they're sensitive, and caring. They're going to be good partners to whoever it is that they, end up being with, and I know that they're going to treat anybody that they meet respectfully, and so that regardless of what else happens in my life, like I'm proud of you know of that journey that we were out on it together, and that we
Mhm.
we've we're happy with who we are,
Oh yeah,
so
definitely, definitely. So moving forward from here, like what is your next goal? Like what the next step on the ladder for you that you can see, okay, this is the next thing I'm moving forward with my profession or with your profession.
yeah. Um, so I'm really happy with the work that I'm doing now.
Hmm.
Having to do like outreach and marketing stuff is totally outside of what I've been doing before. In community mental health, the clients came to you. In private practice, you have to go out there and have people get to know you and know other clinicians and know providers. And so my, I would say my next like goal for the year is to have all of my, the clinicians happy with the work that they're doing, feeling fulfilled, but also have full caseloads. And I think that's the beauty too of the virtual platforms is that they don't have to be in the Austin, Texas area. They can be anywhere in Texas, and
Hmm.
have access to our services. Um, and just I just want to continue to make a difference, however that works out. That's empowering clients, helping them to fulfill their goals, but also for the clinicians that work with me, feeling like they are doing good work and that they feel confident in the skills that they have. Um, and so that's my short-term goal. Eventually I would love to retire. We'll see if that happens. Having a later start kind of threw a wrench in things.
I got you.
But yeah.
Well, that's great. That's absolutely excellent. I'm really loving that. And especially with the team that you have, I know that it's always a good thing to have the people that surround you have the same kind of vision, goal, path that they want to be able to achieve healing, teaching, and expanding on the knowledge that they have themselves and imparting that on the others who come in to see them. Because, like you said, knowledge is power. So just empowering other people means giving them knowledge. And I think that's, and it's part of healing as well. You know what to do, you know what's going on, you know how to effectively put these steps in place to help you. I think that's a beautiful thing, and I love it. What's one thing that's funny about what I do now. When I joined the military, I wanted to be a nurse. That was my first thing. I said, "Oh no, no, I want to be a nurse. I want like an LPN and go," because I heard like male nurses were kind of rare, and I guess they probably still are. But that could be a very lucrative career, like a traveling male nurse would be like, "Oh my goodness, that'd be great."
Yeah.
But the recruiter, he told me that they didn't have a slot for me in that, but you could try mental health. You can still be in the medical field. Later on, you can switch to the LPN side if you wanted to do that.
Hmm.
And I said, okay, I'll try it. Well, I said that because with the mental health was the only way I was getting that $10,000 sign-on bonus. I kind of wanted that
That
bonus.
part. Yeah.
uh, yeah, put me over here with the ching ching.
Yeah.
So I did that.
Me
And
up,
once
please.
once once I started doing it, I fell in love with it. I'm like, this is absolutely wonderful. Like I've kind of been doing it now. I actually know what the terms are and what's going on. This is stuff I was already doing anyway. Like I was already this listener who really tried to help my friends and people around me. I mean, kind of started like how you were. I think you started earlier than I did, but uh, I didn't know what was going on with me. Like this is what I really wanted to do. And so
Yeah.
once I kind of got out and started doing it and helping others, it felt so natural for me to just continue to do what I already been doing. It was like,
That's amazing.
oh, I kind of do this already. And, just I've had people, really thank me and appreciate me for what I did and how I spoke with them because it's not like I came across as if I was holier than thou, which that I feel like they really think that of the people who they go and see or have seen before. To some, maybe not all of them. Like, man, this is probably the reason why there's that stigma. And so,
Yep.
trying to break that down, like, no, I'm just a person just like you. I've had these experiences. Some people have helped me get through it. I've talked with some therapists about how to do this. Like, look, we can all do this together. It's not, don't look at them as like they're so far above you that they're looking at like you're a
Yeah.
peon or something. Like, yeah.
That's
Um,
not it.
yeah, that's not what it is. But it's a part of um the perpetual stigma that has been going on so long.
Yeah.
So we
Well,
have
I
to
think
battle it, and that's not good.
I think too, it's so important to reiterate to clients too, like you may not like the first therapist that you go and see. Don't keep going back if you don't like them. It is okay to be like, this is not a good fit and keep looking. Find somebody that you vibe with, that you connect with, like that's
Yeah.
such an
Oh yeah.
important part of the healing process.
Yeah. If you go to one and don't like it, you might paint all of them with a broad brush and just say, oh, they're all of them was like that. Like, no, 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 no. We're not.
Yep.
Not everyone's like that. That might not have been the best experience, but there's a few others. Like, try a couple
Yep.
more. Try that one over there. Um, wow. But I really appreciate your time. This has been a wonderful experience, and I find it so exhilarating that there's someone else who does mental health, and along those lines of the profession, it's like I love it. Just to get the ideas that you've had, some of the experiences that you've had along your journey, really really speaks volumes to where we've come as a society because people don't really talk about how they do mental health and all that. So I commend you and applaud you for that. So thank you for doing what you do.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for
And
being
back
here.
at you. Like, I appreciate you having me, and I appreciate the work that you do supporting our men and women of the armed forces. Like, this is a tough time to be in the military right now, and I want to give them props for thank you for keeping us safe and and putting your life on the line every day for any number of situations, and yeah, just please go and seek help when you need it. It doesn't mean that you're weak. It doesn't mean that you failed. It means that you're aware of your emotions and you want to be better.
Exactly. So I wanted to just give you an opportunity to, kind of plug your business and let them know where they can reach you at, and as the hours of business and the many, I guess maybe you might have a couple of websites or something like that that they can get to be able to utilize your facilities. So
Okay.
I'll give you the opportunity to share that with the public.
All right. Yeah. So, Ellie Mental Health, Central Northwest Austin. We're in the northwest side of Austin, Mopac and 183. The clinic is open Monday through Fridays from 9 to 7, but we also have clinicians that see folks on the weekends. Our weekend appointments are virtual. And we have a really broad range of therapists. We have BIPOC therapists. We have male therapists. We have, therapists that work with children ages 5 and up. And so whatever the situation is or the need is, we're willing, to meet you at where you are and help, on this journey. And yeah, you can check out our website at elliementalhealth.com and then search the Central Northwest Austin area. And we can see anybody in Texas virtually. And so we are happy to provide any of those services that are needed.
Y'all, please don't fall victim to listening to that stigma about mental health. We are here to help. We're not here to cast judgment. Or we shouldn't be, because there might be a couple of bad apples, but do not paint us all with that same brush. So we're here to help you all. So again, thank you so very much. And when she said it's Ellie, make sure you spell it right. You'll probably find it anyway, but it's Ellie. Is that right?
Correct.
Yes, Ellie, Ellie, Mental Health. Seek them out for whatever you may need. Don't be afraid. Don't hesitate. Even if it's a little bit uneasy, just kind of say, hey, you want to do this. It's for a better you. It's for a better you. So Kelley, thank you so much for being on my show. Thank you for the time and your words and your sharing your journey. We will definitely, hopefully, be getting in contact again, have some updates on some new things you might have going on. If you have some new opportunities, new things going on at the facility, you can share it with us and we'll put it out there.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you.
I see you, but you don't see me. But you will see me when I decide to show my face. I'm coming for you. My stamina is endless. 99.9% of the time I break down all your defenses. It's always a matter of when, never a matter of if. Funny thing is, if it weren't for life, I wouldn't have a reason to live. You try to avoid me, but I am everywhere. You never know when I will come for you, so you are never prepared. You can say that you're ready. We all know that is a lie. We all know where you want to go, but you only get there if you die. So let's stop all the nonsense, bringing you to the other side is my conquest, my whole mission, my ambition. I exist to end existence. I'm inexpensive, I'm infinite. I persist with no infringement, and I am able to counteract creation without any henchmen. That's right, solo assassin. At any range it happens. Insatiable ingestion, consider me like Komodo dragon, but you become part of me, serving a greater purpose. The reason you're buried is because it's blissfully better beneath the surface. From across the globe, face to face, I'm all encompassing, I do not discriminate. Every being, every species, every gender and race will all succumb to the discomfort of my cold embrace. Sickle aside, sickle aside, sickle aside, sickle aside. There's no price because I am included with life, included with life. Sickle aside, sickle aside, sickle aside, sickle aside. There is no price because I am included with life, including. We're all piddling, mindless. I give you peace in life, you won't find it. So the search is timeless, forever forward, can never rewind it. Death certificate already signed it. Lead from the front, I'm always behind it. Never have to worry about me because I understand the assignment. I'm only here for forever. The distance I cover just cannot be measured. You ever envision an enigmatic entity that evolves on ethereal levels? I wallow in sickness, I thrive in poverty. Wherever death and destruction are present, I show my sovereignty. The blood and gore power me forevermore. If there is a being that dares to bear light, I swear I'll settle the score. Can I be reasoned with, can I be bribed? I'm not the Grim Reaper, I'm the unalive. I am the avatar for quiet, the sickle aside, there's never survivors. From across the globe, face to face, I'm all encompassing, I do not discriminate. Every being, every species, every gender and race will all succumb to the discomfort of my cold embrace. Sickle aside, sickle aside, sickle aside, sickle aside. There's no price because I am included with life, included with life. Sickle aside, sickle aside, sickle aside, sickle aside. There is no price because I am included with life, included. It's only a matter of time. I'm coming for you. When you see the sickle aside, there's nothing you can do. It's only a matter of time. I'm coming for you. When you see the sickle aside, there's nothing you can do.
Hate is loud. It gets clicks. It gets attention. Hate, however, is actually quite small. But love. Love is the majority. Love fills our hearts, our lives, our everyday.
The Pride and Egos line of athletic wear is a brand that tells a story about people representing individuality, diversity, equality. Everybody's got our own story. What's your story?
Hey. Okay, look. I already know. You never met nobody like me. Never have you ever. But you gon' find out. First off, I'm not your average Negro. I heard the beat, a pencil grabbed me and said, here we go. I was with it as soon as I heard the strings in it. Johnny Storm lit it up, but waited until the thing hit it. Sue Storm made the beat, got a fantastic engineer. Had to take a bow, cause I wanted the crowd to gather in. You ain't really ready for the way we about to flex. We giving it to you now, so ain't a need and call the next. I became a gator so that I could lock jaws on the track. Once it's ripped off, ain't no way it's gon' reattach. Never getting full, so I'm staying on the attack. I chewed it up and spit it out.
Thank you for watching this week's episode of Believe the Hype. And remember, don't believe the hype unless it's Flava Hype.